All right, CNT125 Troubleshooting Lab. We're still working on the Part 1 packet tracer file, but we're now looking at Layer 2. So Layer 2, we're thinking about the functioning of a port, of our NICs and of our ports on things like switches and router. That's what we're thinking about. So let's go back to PC1, and we're going to check what's going on at Layer 2 here. So I'll pick up the PC, and I do have a NIC there. It is cabled. I'm getting a link light. If I go to the desktop command prompt, ipconfig/all will show me the status of this NIC, if you will. It'll show me, do we have a MAC address, which we do. It's not showing any IP address information. Well, that's technically Layer 3. So I at least have the NIC functioning. It has a MAC address. I see a link light. So at least Layer 2 on this guy is in good shape. So that is at least functioning at Layer 2. There's really nothing we can fix on this guy at this point. Moving on to PC2, let's pull this guy up. And if I look, remember we don't have a NIC there. If I do go to the desktop command prompt and do an ipconfig/all, what I will probably notice is I get a Bluetooth but nothing else. That's because there is no NIC there. So if that's the first thing I did, that would be my huge clue that there's something wrong. Well, let's go out here and let's put in a, we can put in a fast Ethernet gigabit NIC. It really does not matter. I'll plug in the fast Ethernet NIC here, if you will. Oops, I have to power it off. There you go, so shut it off. Let's put our fast Ethernet NIC now. We'll put him in there. We'll power it back on. We'll give him a minute. We'll give him a minute to boot up. We'll go to the desktop here to our command prompt. Let's do another ipconfig/all. Fig/all. And this time around, I do get a fast Ethernet. There's my Bluetooth. There's my fast Ethernet. So I at least have a NIC now, so it's showing me that. Let's plug in a patch cable now. From the PC port on the phone to here. Oh, Yahoo! We do have blinking link light now. And again, if I do this right here, I'm at least seeing a fast Ethernet. I don't have an IP. That's a Layer 3 issue, but at least I now have the Layer 1 and 2 issue fixed for this PC. All right, let's take a look at our laptop now. Let's do an ipconfig/all on this guy. ipconfig/all. And there's my Bluetooth connection. I'll scroll up here. Here should be my wireless. Good. I do have a wireless connection. I do see a PIPA, automatically privately assigned IP of 169.254. So we know we're having a Layer 3 IP issue. Again, we'll get to that when we get to Layer 3. But at least I have my wireless NIC functioning. And we corrected the setting on the NIC earlier so that I at least have that Layer 1 connection, if you will. So we have a Layer 1 connection. We have the Layer 2 NIC working, if you will. But we don't have the Layer 3 through the network to get an IP. But we'll work on that. So there is our laptop, Layer 2. Let's take a look at the switch now. The switch probably has a bunch of issues. So we're going to connect into the switch. There's our command line. Test is the username. Password is the password. And I'm getting that from my map, just so you know. Right there. Username of test, password of password. We'll do enable. Password is class. Again, it's coming right here from the map. Let's do a show run on this guy. Let's see what we have going on. Shut down, shut down, shut down. Oh, it looks like all of our ports are shut down. All of them. That may be why we're getting lots of red link lights here. So let's do interface. Actually, let's do config T. Let's do interface. Let's just start with the 0.1 over here. Let's start FA 0/1. And let's do a no shutdown on that and see if that at least brings him online. Oh, it does. Okay. So if I were to, oops, let's go here real quick. If I were to go show run, I see my port 1 is now on, but all the other ones are still shut down. Well, let's do, instead of doing every port individually, let's do the interface range command and try to turn all these ports on. So interface range fast Ethernet 0/1-24. Let's do a no shutdown on all these and see if that'll bring them online for us. And ooh, we're starting to get orange link lights here already. Excellent. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a show run and verify all those are on, including the trunk port. The trunk port is on there. So we've done what we can on the switch. We'll do a copy run start on that. I'll save my packet tracer file here so I don't lose my progress. So I've at least on the switch turned all my ports on that I'm getting link lights, which is good. I don't have a link light yet to the router. So this might be something on the router end. Since I've already turned this port on here, this might be something on the router end. So I will kind of check off that I've checked the switch, and I'm going to move on to the router and see if we have a similar issue on the router as well. So let's connect into the router now. Command line. Let's do test for the username, password of password, enable class. Again, I'm getting all this from the map right here. All the account information is right there for you. Let's do a show run on this guy. And let's check some port status. We see, let's go down here to the 01. That's the outside port. Okay, I don't see any shutdowns there. If I look at my sub interfaces, they're not shut down. But I do see the 00 port shut down. So let's try to bring him online and see if that actually gets us a link light here. So we're going to do interface, and this is fast Ethernet 0/0 on the inside. Let's do a no shutdown on this port. And ooh, we're starting to see activity already. We're starting to see things brought online. So we're starting to see activity. All right, I'm going to do a copy run start on that again so I don't lose my config, lose any progress I have. We're going to let that work a second and see if that comes online. It's working on it. All right, we have a link there. Looks like this might also be linking soon. Excellent. Okay. So right now, looking back here, we have checked all of our PCs layer 2, got them online, or got the layer 2 functioning. We checked the layer 2 on the switch, got it functioning. We checked the layer 2 on the router and got it functioning. So right now we're having link lights on everything. So at least layer 1 and layer 2 were now functioning on all the devices on our site. So thinking back real quick now, how do you verify layer 2 connectivity on PC? Well, you're looking at things like, I looked at ipconfig all to see if I have a MAC address or anything along that nature. And that kind of worked on all the PCs. On your switches, you're looking at things like your show run. I'm seeing if ports are shut down. And I'm also looking at, the one thing I didn't do over here on the switch or router is this other command we can run as well. So let's do show interfaces. If I do a show interfaces, this will show me something extremely helpful as well. Here's fast Ethernet 00, line protocol is up, and fast Ethernet is up. Fast Ethernet is up, and line protocol is up. That is telling me two pieces of information. I think I have this written over here for you. Look for up and up. That is telling me that it's connected and it's configured, if you will. That's what that's telling me. And if I go down through all my other ports, you'll see that for each one of these, up and up in this case, because we brought everything online. If we checked this before we did that no shutdown, we would see things like down or administratively down. And that's my clue that it's not configured or it's not turned on. So I kind of jumped to the no shutdown because I saw it in the running config. But that's another one we can be issuing to check the status of that. And again, on layer 2 on the router, we're doing the same thing. We're looking to show runner that show interfaces to see those issues. And actually, if I do, let me do this real quick. Let's do config T, and I'm going to do interface fast Ethernet 0/0. And let's do a shutdown on this. And I'll show you when I do that, if I do the show interfaces again, what I'll see on this guy is it's administratively down, line protocols down or disabled. So if I did the show interfaces first, I would see that that is a significant issue. But in my case, I kind of jumped to this here, the show run, and I saw that it was shut down, so I issued the no shutdown. All right, so config T. Let's do our interface, phase T 0/0. We're going to do a no shutdown and bring him back online. There we go. All right, so that's the kind of thing we're checking on our router. All right, we'll bring him online. I'll save that. And there is my layer 2 on my PC switch and my router. We'll come back in the next one and start working on layer 3.